Of this Ezreal just because it's so inherently safe into the buy.
This is giga comfort for the set of Dplus Kia as well. I mean, you think about Smash, you think about Ezreal, you think about Siwoo, you think about Ambessa. Even Lucid can play Ambessa as well, so you got that flex. Just feels like it was comfort up until this moment. Showmakers this year, over the course of his, there's the Talia we were talking about, by the way, makes a lot of sense.
Is it going to be his own Gnar? I think the Gwen makes a lot of sense. Your Talia can now go for the utility build and feel a little bit better about that. When you have a lot more damage in the Gwen, you have a side lane pressure threat. The Grubs actually feel incredibly impactful in this game with the Azir and the Gwen on opposite sides here and the power they can get.
And I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see if that does in fact happen, as Duckdom and Peter playing this very defensively, just waiting for the pushes to come in, but Smash will punish you.
So much damage in the late game. Like if you go in on Azir and you look for that shuffle and the AD carry flashes it, follow up real fast. Speaking of real fast follow-up.
A lot of trading down here in the bottom lane, but at the end of the day, Nautilus into Leona. You're hooking a target that's basically unkillable. Now, Career keeps going in onto the Corki. This isn't looking good. He is going to have to flash away. Does use his Ignite. It's a lot of trade back potential, but now the flash in onto Smash, who also went too far. Duckdom has his flash too, and with the barrier coming in, Duckdom getting super low, but it's just going to be first blood going over to Peter. Career desperate for something back, and they even give the kill to Duckdom. 2-0 for the DNS bottom lane.
A bit disjointed on what happened next, and the punish came through super quickly there from Duckdom and Peter. You know, fantasy world scenarios, what happened is we might have another skirmish here, so I'll get back to it later. Peter is take a bit of damage.
He's level 6 though to Career's level 5, and Closer's here first. That's a flash away from Lucid already. Lots of poke damage though coming out from Smash, and now Showmaker gets on over. They get the kill onto Peter, but Pyoshik is going to get away. Closer as well on very little mana, or rather health.
Last possible second because he had the Xinjiao ultimate running. Over here, Dudu.
Yeah, Dudu has Peter around with him as well, and some needles on top of it. Siwoo has to flash away from the scissors. As Ignite utilized by Career, I think just kind of
here. This ward is going to be quite valuable for Siwoo. Has a jungler coming up.
Now the top dives for Pyoshik, sometimes a little bit iffy. This time it will be as well, as Lucid is here. And Pyoshik gonna be slowed down. The needles though will prevent them from following. And also importantly, Closer here as the knockback does come in. And Lucid, super low, goes into his ult and gets a rock to the face as Closer on the roam makes a big play.
Showmaker is going to get some plate gold, but actually Duckdom is there to answer the push, so looks like nothing too crazy going to happen for this Azir in the mid lane, and they're going for a follow-up dive.
Yeah, they might as well. The depth charge is here for Peter. Siwoo doesn't have his ult or flash. It's just free food, and Peter's able to tank it as well in this game.
I was thinking about that. That was my shower thought today. I was thinking about that.
Hog State enjoyers will know.
Without any punish, Career wants to come over and punish, but can't.
They're looking for Career now, actually, who does have his flash and Eclipse, takes a big chunk of damage, but now Closer looking to get into the fight. They're going to get the flash out of Career for their troubles, looking for more, as Lucid going to get ulted and knocked back into the depth charge. He doesn't get to play the game. as the Xin Zhao is tanking up quite a bit, actually, with his ult, and down will go Closer as Smash doing quite a lot in this scrappy skirmish, and now Dukdom tries to go in on a Showmaker and just dies to him. And it's only Pyosik left alive against 3, and eventually he will just die to Ignite. Especially to Xin Zhao, like he's one of the best junglers at absorbing pressure, and now we're just fighting again. His Closer is gonna have to flash away, and Dukdom says, hey, how about I start up this dragon? He is gonna have to Valkyrie out of here, and it looks like Peter is not going to be in the pit for very long. As down he will go, Showmaker collects another kill, and Lucid hits level 11. Collapsed on faster, and then they just tried to abandon ship, and it looked very silly. As now we're going in, again, this is Lucid, level 11, an item and a half, doesn't really care about too much, but has less of his team around this time. So will survive for quite a long time, but does eventually go down. Pyosik picks up the kill.
I don't know if it's worth if you lose 2 turrets.
So.
Even Grubless is quite real, as we are setting up for Soul Point here for Dplus in 90 seconds. You can see there's just not really a play to make for DNS's comp.
Pyosik just queued in, and now it's going to spark a team fight here, so he goes back in on a Showmaker, gets the arm guard. Lucid, again, does not take any damage, but he's always in the front, so they always have to attack him. Very good about getting the vision and, you know, setting up what could be a good play. I think, you know, you got to pull the trigger now. You drop the Rift Herald, take the Dragon, get that on its cooldown timer so you can, you know, pressure. Instead, they're just going to try to push mid, and Lucid's going to die. Yeah, I don't know. Career going to hit the wall, as well as Dukdom's going in, nearly takes out Smash as the flash on in from Peter to block the Mystic shot. And he's going to die instead, but now we got a Gwen in the party as Smash goes down to the Gwen. It's a massive shutdown for Dudu. And all of a sudden, one big mistake for DK, and they didn't even get the Dragon.
I'm not also sure how, I'll have to watch it back, how Dudu got the faster rotation into the team fight.
And just stacking up some more stats for the team.
It's a great position for Dplus. It could have been much better, though, as Pyosik...
Goodbye.
Because Xin Zhao's ultimate doesn't care about gold.
Peter has a gold lead,
okay,
too.
All right.
Yeah, Siwoo on the run here, has flash. They're trying to get that, but not going to overcommit. Closer has to use his flash to get away. And now kind of an awkward spot as Showmaker and Siwoo are considering.
Yeah, identify the play and execute.
Now Peter, oh, they're trying to collapse on this actually with a TP. A lot of DK is around, but this Gwen is going to be in a great spot, and Dplus Kia kind of just on the run as Lucid, once again, just the punching bag. He does not have flash. Down he will go, and they just say, hey, there's a Baron here. Maybe we can take it. No. Pyosik nearly dies, and they certainly can't just take the Baron.
And I think that might be the timing here. As the Dragon spawns, they do have that set up a little bit slower than I expected, as here's the engage.
Yeah, once again, it's DNS who are pulling the trigger, and Dplus Kia are just running away. Career's just dead. I mean, Flash and Ignite gone, and he's just dead.
And it's just Nautilus ult. Like, they still have the Vi ultimate available here.
They're trying to fight for this. I'm not sure they're in a position to really do that, although a lot of damage does go into Peter. Pyosik going to go on a magical journey of his own and just kind of die. Meanwhile, Siwoo's going 1v3, takes him out. They get on top of Closer as well, and Dudu doesn't quite have the damage, gets pushed over the wall. Dukdom, though, goes back in and just dies, and the 4v5 goes handily to Dplus Kia. Probably going to have to stop the top wave here soon.
Yeah, you'll have to back and then TP back to the fight.
Yeah, going to go in onto Career. Not a big surprise there. Dukdom avoiding the public execution, and now they're going in onto Siwoo, but that's not a good target as Pyosik goes into his GA, and Career survives. Peter going to go down, and so should Pyosik follow. Dudu just out of the fight, not really able to do much, taking a 1v1 against Showmaker, while the rest of the team just dies, although Dukdom did get 2 kills somehow.
The inhibitors respawn.
But eventually, Dudu will also go down. It's a quadra kill for the Ezreal, but it's not going to be the Penta. And with a giant wave in the top lane and a lost fight, Dplus Kia will just win game 1.
Yeah, the Ezreal comes over here as the inhibitors respawn awkwardly. So these minions will be very sad for a moment until Smash fixes that. And now the game will end. Bit of a passive one from Dplus. I think in a lot of ways played not to lose rather than to play to win quickly. But slow and steady wins the race.